My name is Mark. This is Zen Talk. Today's topic is transgressions. So just a warning up front here. The information from here on out is not my opinion. It is fact and from the authentic teachings of the Buddha. If you disagree with the facts, you are disagreeing with the Buddha and the Buddhist religion. Continue at your own accord. You have been warned. Vinaya in Zen. In Buddhism, the Sangha, which is the Buddhist body of disciples, more or less falls under the guidance and rules of the Vinaya, a set of rules and regulations for the Sangha. Even Zen monks adhere to the Vinaya, and Dharmagupataka is the Chinese version of the Vinaya and adhered to by all Chan and Zen monks. Japanese Zen follows the Chinese Vinaya when the monks are in training, and outside of the training, and as Zen priests, they follow the Bodhisattva precepts. Some Western organizations claim to only follow the Bodhisattva precepts, though those are only subsets of the Chinese Vinaya. Lay members, non-monks, who are in the Sangha follow the 5 precepts. See my video on the precepts. Transgressions. Buddhism in general is a monastic organization. The laity, that being the lay members, provides for the monastic community, and the monastic community ministers to the laity. That creates a reciprocal association that both benefit from. When this association is broken, neither are served and all suffer. In order to keep this association, rules and regulations were set forth by the Buddha. When a monk violates these rules and regulations and continues to violate them after being counseled by the elders, then disassociation is the only option that the Buddha provided. The transgressor is not defrocked or excommunicated. Rather, they are simply not allowed in the community of the Sangha members to receive the shelter, protection, or even offerings of the laity. Disassociation. In Zen, as in Buddhism, there is no excommunication. Nobody can defrock you of your vows, though you can be disassociated from in where individuals, the temple, and the Sangha can choose to not have you in their company for your transgressions and continual transgressions. Redemption. Often when a monk or layperson who has been disassociated can find redemption with the Sangha through offerings or deeds. There are cases in where a monk will spend 1 to 3 years in solitude, or serve as a novice monk despite their prior seniority status, or even step away from the ordained life to live as a layman in service to the Sangha. Forgiveness in Buddhism is a real thing, but it is not given lightly or easily. One has to show sincerity in their wanting to return to the Sangha and show that they have changed their ways. Common causes for disassociation. A list of common causes for disassociation. Killing of innocent sentient beings. Inappropriate sexual relationships and conduct. Slander of the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Making claims of attainment status of position that one has not achieved. Lying about what the Buddha said and taught. Associating unwholesome activities with Buddha and the Sangha, such as drunkenness, whoring, thievery, and so on. Committing a grave sin, killing a Buddha, harming a Bodhisattva, killing one's parents. Continual committing of minor violations, mostly in troubling sexual behaviors. Anything does not go. Any member of the Sangha who brings a bad reputation, false light, or immoral implications to the Sangha is to be avoided if not expelled. For example, Sangha members are not allowed the following professions: joining a murder ransom gang, being an assassin; joining a thieving ring, being a pirate; being a prostitute or running a prostitution ring, and engaging in unwholesome sexual activities; being a thespian, pretending to be somebody else who you are not, lying to others about yourself; selling narcotics, intoxicants of the mind, and addicted to such. Other profession laymen, in particular, are not allowed to engage in: business in weapons; business in human beings, like slavery; business in meats, like being a slaughterhouse worker or a butcher; business in intoxicants, and this also includes being a bartender and serving of alcohol; and the business in poisons and toxins. The issue of sexuality. This is an issue mostly in Western countries, especially with homosexuality. The rule from monks is quite clear in that no monk may put any part of themselves in any orifice of another sentient or living being, or engage in any sexual activity. Lay people are not held to the same rule for monks. However, lay people who bring a bad reputation, false light, or immoral implications to the Sangha through their sexual activities may be disassociated from. Traditional Buddhist scriptures prohibit sodomy, that is, the sexual activity of one's mouth and anus. Quote, "From a Buddhist point of view, men to men and women to women is generally considered sexual misconduct." The Dalai Lama. Some common rebuttals. Common rebuttals to the authentic teachings of the Buddha. Zen is Mahayana and uses different sutras. This is an absurd argument. Buddhism in conservative countries just interprets things differently. Another absurd argument. Groups that pretend to be Buddhist Zen. There are many people who have studied Buddhism and Zen and simply did not agree with the teachings of the Buddha, or simply interpreted Zen to be something that it is not. Spiritual leaders like Charlotte Joko Beck and Tony Packard both renounced their Zen lineages and started their own religion based on their beliefs and desires of what Zen is and should be, not on what Zen actually is. Yet they use the name Zen and Buddhism as a marketing ploy to attract students. There are many such groups and teachers as these two out there who pretend to be Zen Buddhist but are not. This activity by these people is considered misrepresentation, a gross violation of the Buddhist precepts and law. Zen divorced from Buddhism. Many Western Zen centers have gone off to become their own thing, divorcing the Zen Buddhism to just become Zen. They will say that they are the Zen Sangha and not part of the Buddhist Sangha. Furthermore, they won't teach Buddhism in the Dharma Center, even going as far as removing all Buddha statues and just having images and statues of bodhisattvas in place of the Buddha. In this light, the Zen school is not Buddhist, and therefore they can do as they please. Though this divorce happened, students still take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha, and this begs the question on how one can do such and then deny the teachings of the Buddha. Buddhism is not a purity tank. Those who are currently transgressing Buddhist laws are ineligible to be ordained as Sangha members. However, those who cease the transgressions of the law and recant their transgressions can be ordained as Sangha members to remain as Sangha members as long as they commit no further transgressions. The point is, Buddha's path is that of the relinquishment and abandonment of worldly ways. Even for the layman, Where ordaining as a bhikkhu is not feasible due to circumstances, it is expected that they also practice the Buddhist path to the best of their abilities. Conclusions. Buddhism is a very pacific path, that of renouncement and abandonment of worldly ways to seek enlightenment and to end the cycle of rebirth. To be a Buddhist, a disciple of the Buddha, means to follow the teachings of the Buddha and adhere to the laws of the Buddha. Those who choose to go against the teachings of the Buddha through disagreement or teach contrary views, and go against Buddha's laws, as in immoral and unwholesome behavior, are ineligible to be a disciple of the Buddha and may be disassociated from by individuals in the Sangha or from the Sangha as a whole. What I have just spoken of is not my opinion. It is that of authentic Buddhism and how most of the Buddhist world views Buddhism, the Sangha, and the Dharma. I am not telling you who can and cannot be a Buddhist. Every Sangha is different. Every Zen center is different. Every Buddhist temple is different. Some choose to strictly adhere to Buddha's law, some do not. Some choose to have a strong Sangha and strong Buddhist practices, others do not. If you find yourself in a Sangha that is not strong, that is weak, that allows for immorality and unwholesome activities, you should question if you want to be a part of that Sangha. If you want to build a strong Sangha, study the law of the Buddha, study the teachings of the Buddha, adhere to the precepts, and you will have a strong practice. Thank you very much for your attention and watching this video. I know it may be a very difficult video for some to listen to. However, these are things that I have found needed to be said, and I have said them.